Hello students, good morning. I am Surbhi from Landmark Immigration and today we have Mr. Bagir with us. And students हमारे लिए हमेशा एक बहुत बड़ी opportunity होती है. We come live with Niagara College, Toronto campus and I know आपके बहुत questions होते हैं. So today we have Sir with us and it is a very good opportunity and he's the regional director for Niagara College Toronto campus and today we're going to discuss about few things about Niagara College, Toronto, and what are the courses, what are the opportunities we have for our students. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us. It's too late, I know, for you. But thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Surbe, thank you very much. As always, it's a pleasure to be with our long-term partner and indeed old friends with Landmark Immigration. It's always a pleasure to be joining and to support our partners that we have in India for a very long time. Indeed, as we speak, the viewers, it is midnight here in Canada. I'm speaking with you whilst I'm based in Toronto, so greetings from Canada. And today, as Surbi mentioned, my name is Bagir, and we have been doing a few sessions already. And today is a session that I will be speaking with you is about Niagara College Toronto, what exactly programs we have in place, what the potential outcomes, and what is it that can assure that our viewers and our listeners right now have a great deal of interest towards our programs. As it was mentioned, my name is Bagir, and I'm a regional director for South Asia for Niagara College Toronto. It's a pleasure to meet everyone who is seeing us on the other side of my screen, and we'll try to make your time today worth for you to spend.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. So today, our students will be majorly talking about our programs because programs are something that are really good in Niagara College, Toronto. They are all in-demand programs, I would say, and they have a lot of job opportunities also available. So I would just that one, I would request the team to give the whole as well.
With your permission, Survey, I would like to start sharing my screen, but before I do that, just a few words for potential students who perhaps didn't hear about something that we launched 2.5, just under 3 months ago, back in February. It's Niagara College Toronto. Niagara College Toronto now has a campus in Toronto, and not only in Toronto, but in downtown center, the most luxurious place for our students, for international students, for them to have an opportunity to have almost an instant access to their part-time jobs. And we're going to be speaking about some field placement today, which enables our international students to have an access to the employment market too while they study. Just a little bit about what Canada is. It's well-known fact that Canada is a country destination has become, almost a magnet for international students, particularly from India and for some other part of South Asia. And it's well-known, country of travels for our dear Punjabi students too. Interesting fact that on one hand, Niagara is an absolutely international giant, and we recruit thousands of students across the world who would like to explore their studying opportunities with Niagara College Toronto. And now they have a very unique chance to do that in the center of Toronto. This is the most attractive place, if you will. The place, on one hand, Niagara College Toronto, and the other end, Toronto downtown center. Those two things combined makes the opportunity to come and study Niagara College programs, I guess, the most lucrative. Now, what is exactly we have to offer for our international students? Now, when we found out that Canada is a very attractive place, we know that Toronto is the biggest city across all Canada. We know that it's the most powerful, economically developed city in entire Canada. We know that the population of Toronto and GTA, what we call Greater Toronto Area, is growing by day, and there are lots of opportunities. And first and foremost on the job market, on the labor market. And before we go and I start elaborating on what exactly programs we have for our students to choose and think, okay, I wonder whether this particular program is going to be something that I'd like to study. What is important here to understand that we designed those programs, and we're going to speak about those programs in a second. We designed those programs in having a very important idea in mind. What are the demands of those professions on the labor market? And every single opportunity that we have designed in the form of courses for our international students, it is something that the labor market is actually screaming for the professionals in those particular directions. Now, with your permission, I would like to start sharing my screen, where I would like to take you to our program
True.
course.
So I'll just ask the team to please give us the hold, and we can share the screen. So I'll just ask the team for the approval.
Okay.
Okay, so till the time we'll be able to share the screen, we are getting some questions from our students. So actually,
No problem.
I can see the screen. I can see the screen, and we'll okay. So to the students, we'll be coming back to your questions. So stay online with us. After our presentation, we'll be taking all your questions. And if you are the student from Landmark, please send us your documents or send us your file number, or any student who wants to apply, they can reach us through 90413 90412. So any student from Landmark can put their file number in the WhatsApp, or any student who wants to apply can WhatsApp their documents. So thank you so much, sir, and we can start with the programs.
Now, before I'll start to guide you through the courses and the programs we have. What I would like to share with you is this. We're very much conscious about what is exactly the main idea of any international student who is thinking about whether I would like to invest in myself, invest in my traveling, invest in my international education abroad or not. Particularly the situation that's presently we have across the globe. Now, think about Niagara College Toronto programs as the opportunity to have the best possible education in the chosen field, an opportunity to be introduced by our institution to the job market, to the labor market, and get the best possible opportunity to have a certain placement in the jobs and finding the right jobs based on the fact that you graduate Niagara College Toronto. So what are the programs that we have in place presently? We have 4 programs. The one that you see on your screen right now is undergraduate programs, business general. So what kind of program is this? This is the 2-year diploma program for the students who just graduated 10+2, secondary education. For the students who graduated 10+2 and thinking whether I would like to think of traveling abroad, studying anywhere else apart from India, maybe I would like to go and study in Canada. And if I decide to go and study in Canada, whether Niagara College Toronto should be chosen as my studying abroad opportunity. Now, what is this business general is about? It's about having a studying experience for our international students in a pretty wide, rather covering wide area of studies in business-related field. Career opportunities, as you can see here, it's from business analyst to customer corporate service representative, from entrepreneur, whether it's government or public sector, for government or non-profit, and some marketing specialists. Now, we at Niagara College Toronto, for the students who will be studying this, will be granted a diploma, 2 years diploma. As you can see, it's 4 terms right in downtown center of Toronto. It's a 3 intakes that we have. The May intake is about to be finished. The very next one is September. September is pretty much available at this point of time. Should you wish to start applying, please approach Landmark Immigration. That will be helping you to apply and enroll for this program. As you can see, a tuition fee for the entire program is very reasonable. This is the program outline of syllabuses or disciplines that our international students will be looking studying. From writing strategies to maths in finance, principle in marketing, human resource, generally all the subjects that related to the business field. So because every student will be studying pretty much a wide area of a business, they will have a chance with the help of our student service and career service to find out what is it that their strength and what is it that perhaps moving forward they would like to make a career in Canada or anywhere else for that matter. So what are the admission requirements? Admission requirements are very standard and flexible. We would need secondary education transcript and proof of English proficiency in the form of IELTS. If it is IELTS 6.0 overall with 5.5 allowed in one band. Very important to note. So we also accept different parts of different type of English proficiency certificate. We accept Duolingos, we accept Pearson Test of English, and some others. All information, I would urge our viewers to visit our Niagara College Toronto website, niagaracollegetoronto.ca, and you'll be able to obtain any information that you might be interested in. So I'm just trying to cover general information about the programs that we have, just to give you more opportunities and the time for you to ask the questions if you have any questions related to today's agenda. So again, to wrap it up, it's a 2-year programs, undergraduate for 10 plus 2 graduates applying for 2-year diploma programs with Niagara College Toronto in downtown central of Toronto. Now this is number 1 program. Another program that we have for our international students is a graduate certificate program. It is for what we call mature students, or the students who graduated their bachelor degree back in their home country. Now, I would like to draw your attention on this program called Hospitality and Tourism Management. It's a 1-year program. It's a certificate program for the students who would like to explore the opportunities on the job market related to hospitality and tourism management. It's not a secret, as we mentioned, that Toronto is by far the biggest city in Canada in terms of population, in terms of offering job opportunities for any new migrants. And it is also important to know that because Toronto is the biggest place in Canada, there is a massive industry opportunities in hospitality and tourism management, consumerism services, from hotel management to restaurant management to some other aspects. And it's a multi-billion industry. At this point of time, of course, because of COVID, things are not looking, particularly bright when it comes to this particular direction. However, when things are going back to normal, of course, naturally, this industry will boost, which naturally will create, a plethora of opportunities for any, students who graduate in this particular program. So career opportunities, convention, conference centers, destination marketing, hotel industry, tourism operations, industries too. Now, we also have 3 programs. The very first upcoming after May, which is about to be finished, is September intake. We would like to urge our international students to think, and if they find this hospitality and tourism management attractive, I would urge them not to hesitate and apply via Landmark Immigration. So what is it that the students are looking at studying? All aspects related to hospitality and tourism, from accounting principles, hospitality and tourism accommodation, human resource management, hospitality and tourism marketing. So all the programs that design are here related to hospitality and tourism from all aspects, from finance, from marketing, from managerial perspective, from food and beverage, as you can see here, strategic management. So this will be the course full of innovative approaches to ensure that our students in that 1-year time graduating with a top level of skills and up-to-date knowledge, and they have everything what it takes to apply for the high positions in the job market, in this particular industry. So what are the admission requirements? Post-secondary education transcripts, in our particular instance, this is a bachelor, diploma certificates and the transcripts. Proof of English proficiency is IELTS 6.5 overall with a 5.5 in one band is allowed. There are some other English proficiencies are accepted. You can find them either here, or please visit our website, niagaracollegetoronto.ca. So this is first graduate certificate program that I have tried to cover. Now, second one, and this is something, one of the gems, if you will, or one of the strength of Niagara College Toronto, which is human resource management, HRM. So what human resource management, and why I am highlighting that human resource management is one of the most attractive um, studying courses for our international students, for one simple reason. We've made the research, and for the last 8 years, human resource management experts has a certain demand and a niche on the job market, because Canada is developing and developing rather rapidly, and on a daily basis you see international companies moving to Canada, or some local business and industries are developing too. There's always a demand for a very good human resource management experts. So what are the benefits? Benefits coordinator, compensation specialist, human resource generalist, labor relations officers, all sorts of professional, all sorts of professions that our students can target once they graduate this program. It's a 1 year program, consists of 2 terms, the same intakes. The next one is September, and the one after is January. Program outline, everything is here. But what is another important aspect I would like to stress out here, if I may, is this. Part of this program, there's a 300 hours of a compulsory field placement that is offered by this program, by Niagara College Toronto. During that program, our students will have a unique chance to be having an opportunity to work in international companies. Of course, it's down to certain subjects, it's down to interviews, it's down to some different things, it's down to whether the company would like to hire, but we have access to more than hundreds and hundreds of the most prominent international companies. What kind of companies are, you can easily find them on our website. But my message is, this is an absolutely brilliant program for the young talented people who would like to explore their chances and become a very strong human resource expert. And there's always a niche and demand on the labor market for these type of professionals. Now, what are the admission requirements? The same as for human hospitality and tourism management: post-secondary education transcripts, proof of English proficiency 6.5 in IELTS, with a 5.5 in one band allowed to have. If you visit our website, you'll be able to see what other English proficiency certificates are accepted. And with your permission, I'd like to move to the third one, the program called IBM. It's International Business Management for 1 year certificate. The same duration of the program, which is 1 year. The same 3 intakes that we have, and you can see the tuition fees over here. Program outline. So what this program is about? It is for those generally who already graduated bachelor's in business related aspects, international business, international trade, bachelor's in finance, bachelor's in some kind of banking aspects. Not only, but generally for those who were always striving to become a very good business professional, perhaps looking to opening their own businesses. And this is a very good opportunity for international students to come and study with us for 1 year and polish their skills and get all necessary information and the knowledge to understand what is it that takes to become a very top professional in business related field. We will certainly ensure that you have the best possible quality of education. And after that, of course, you can apply for postgraduate work permit. It's important here to know that every graduate student of Niagara College Toronto are eligible to apply for PGWP. admission requirements are the same: bachelor's transcript as well as diploma copies, proof of English proficiency 6.5 overall, with 6.0 beg your pardon, with 5.5 allowed in one band. Now, lots of students are right now are asking, perhaps, and then they have all the rights to ask. Now, I'm sure that you are, these days are attending lots of different webinars, seminars presented by different colleges and universities across the world, but from Canada in particular, perhaps. And every single institution, they would tell you something very unique about themselves. So what is it that unique about Niagara College Toronto, and why would our international students, young people who are watching this, why would they think about, why should I apply, okay, for Niagara College Toronto programs? Yes, I understand that, okay, Niagara College are one of the best, we know that, it's a well-known fact, one of the best teaching institutions in Canada. They're number one out of 26 colleges in whole Ontario, and there is a ranking for it too. On one hand, on the other hand, you will be studying as an international student in the most premium, in the most luxurious place on campus, which is up to date, facilitated, with very innovative rooms and the classes, and you'll get an access to the up to date facilities and equipment and what's not. But what is exactly, we've tried to make if you will, a little bit a summary of why should international students, wherever, regardless where they base, should opt for Niagara College Toronto courses, whatever courses they would like to study. So it is a fact that we're located within Education House Toronto with 35 square feet. It's an absolutely astounding place, beautiful, right in the center. I'm sure that you must have heard from your friends, from your relatives who traveled and studied in Toronto. One of the most centered places in Toronto is Dundas Square. It's a sort of analogy of New York Square in New York. And our campus is based literally 5 minutes of a walk between the campus and the Dundas Square and the famous Eaton Center, one of the biggest shopping malls in North America. So it's a number one Canadian research college. And what that means to be number one Canadian research college, that would tell you that we here at Niagara College are teaching with the very highest possible level of quality of education and giving the best possible conditions for our students. So you're in a very safe hands with our high level of faculties. So you get the best possible education and access to everything that comes with it. It's a 91% of employers that recorded that they are very happy and satisfied with the level of general education and practical proficiency of graduates of Niagara College. And they're happy that they're hiring them. So it's very important to understand that more than 91% of graduates are able to find the jobs in a very short period of time. Programs eligibility requirements, as we mentioned here, we have a postgraduate work permit for our students. Once they graduate, they can apply. Access to a variety of job opportunities available in the business center of Toronto. I think this is something that we cannot stress enough, the importance of this particular aspect. Students have an access to top employers for field placement and work networking opportunities. Again, please, guys, spend 5 minutes of your time, valuable time, and visit our website, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Small class sizes, personalized instructions. It's another very important thing, that up-to-date technology, world-class student service, and career support. Another thing is important, because Toronto generally is one of the most diversified places in the world. We have more than 250 different ethnicities and nationalities. And Toronto is a unique opportunity for you to study with your peers in classes from Latin America to Europe, from CIS countries to Southeast Asia, from East Asian countries, from South Asia, from Africa. So you'll have a very, very good opportunity to have a very integrative and diversified environment to study in. dedicated online housing portal for your service, scholarships, and graduate with Niagara College credentials. Um, I was because we're doing the sort of a series of or sequence, if you will, um, of our engagements and of our online sessions with the students via landmark immigration. Every time we try to speak about something else, we have already been having a third or fourth session. Before we were speaking about what Canada has to offer, what Toronto has to offer, what Niagara College Toronto generally stand for, and today we've decided to speak about the programs for you to understand what exactly the programs you can study with Niagara College in Toronto campus and what are the benefits as an outcome of your investment and the time that you will be looking, perhaps moving forward to spend, and then to have the best experience and make your time undoubtedly very remarkable and memorable. Um, this is generally everything that I wanted to speak about when it comes to at this point of time. Again, we have four programs: one undergraduate and three certificate graduate programs. If you have any questions, Surbi, I will be more than happy to answer them. But generally, my message today was to explain to you that we have four programs, and every in each program is unique in its own way. What are the outcomes? What are the possible professions that students can secure moving forward? But what is it that important for everyone to understand here? We at Niagara College are striving for the highest possible excellence when it comes to student experience. And other important things, we might have a question saying this particular, because we have a large number. We only launched 2.5 months ago, 2 months ago. We already have incredible abundance of international students from all across the globe, applying and securing their admission. They're all asking the questions with this COVID situation: what should I do? What would be the best possible way? And when we appreciate that, the difficulties that international students are going through these days, unlike some perhaps different countries, it's important to know that we're in Canada. We are welcoming international students, and there is a statement from Canadian government. I'm sure that everyone is aware of. Even if you graduate your a program online fully, you're still eligible to have all those advantages of postgraduate work permit. Regardless whether you started your program online and if you fully finished, you completed that. Surbi, over to you. Thank you.
So yes, it was actually a very informative session for me as well. I was throughout going through the courses and everything, so I can teach that same to my students as well that are coming to landmark immigration. And today we have a lot of questions that are specifically related to the requirements and everything. So I'll go on to the questions one by one. And the first question we have is from Mr. Karan, and he's asking, so could you please tell me about Niagara College? I want to defer my intake from May to September. I got my visa. Okay, so this is not for us, Karan. Karan, if you have got your visa and if you want to take defer, what I would suggest you to please go for the online classes. If you have got the visa, it is a surety that you have got the visa. There is no chance you will get the refusal or anything. So take the online classes rather than taking the deferral.
If I,
So
if
then
I
we
could, if I could make a small addition, Surbit, sorry to cut you short.
okay.
For the students who in a position who received their letter of acceptance, and we have a large number of students applied via
True.
landmark immigration who secured their admission, who were granted admission, received their letter of acceptance, who are thinking
True.
about shall I make a payment or not. I would urge anyone who holds a letter of acceptance process and make a payment, because once you make a deposit, you will be eligible to apply for postgraduate work permit. And let's not forget that under the circumstance and the latest statement that issued by IRCC, if you want to be eligible for September intake, you need to apply for your visa before 15th of May, so you can get your study permit grant, if it's granted, given it's granted, by 6th of August. It's one reason. Another reason is a very practical one. Say you applied and you're waiting for your visa, or you have you already been sort of lucky enough, or you're happy that your study permit is granted, we would encourage you to apply and study online for one simple reason. Studying online is actually such a cool thing for several reasons. Number one is its general idea is saving lots of money. You're saving on the traveling, you're saving on accommodation, you're saving on your transport, you're saving on day-to-day spendings, food, transport, and everything else. So getting Canadian education whilst not leaving your chair back at your home is the best possible way that you can get. Imagine how much money you're actually saving, and then when everything goes back to normal, you can enjoy everything what counts with it. So my message is for Mr. Karen and the people who are in a similar situation: do not hesitate, process and finalize with your education admission. Thank you. Surbi, over to you.
Yeah, it is so true. They can get the education in India, they can get Canadian education, and they don't have to pay for any kind of living expenses. So it is better to stay safe, stay home, and take your education when the things would be normalized. You can all ready to travel. So then there is a question from Alam Noor Sandhu, and he's saying, I applied in tourism management. I guess he has applied for fall 2021, and he is just waiting for the offer. So it is general. So many students are asking, what is the turnaround time for the offers? So how much time it takes to get the offer?
So I have to be very straightforward. It's a very, very quick process. Landmark students sort of applying and they securing. So generally the standard process between 5 to 8 business working days, that would make around 2 weeks, maybe more or less. But we have a situation, and I have to be honest, that landmark immigration students are being processed. It doesn't even go sometimes beyond that 2 weeks. It's just within 2 weeks, given that all the required documents are being processed timely and in place. You're looking at receiving your letter of acceptance perhaps for the next week, and then what's important here to understand, there is a expiry date on LOAs on when you're supposed, as a student, supposed to cover your deposits. It's important to know, because once it's expired, the situation a bit changed. But what we want to encourage our students not to overdue the payment deadlines and expiry date that you have on your letter of acceptance. So to answer to this particular gentleman and the people who have a more or less similar experience, you will receive your letter of acceptance as soon as possible. Please be prepared to cover your financial kind of responsibilities and apply for your study permit. Thank you.
When you are applying through Landmark Immigration, you get your offer letter in just 2 weeks. And then there are some similar questions. There is one question that is coming again and again. What are the Pearson test of English requirement when it comes to Niagara College Toronto campus? Do we accept PT?
Yes, PT is accepted, and I think I have shared over here. It depends what programs you're applying. If it's undergraduate, Pearson test of English's requirements for between 53 to 57 for undergraduates. For postgraduates, and this information is on the website, it's 58 plus. Another thing, Surbi, I would like to make a small addition. Apart from the fact that we're processing as soon as we can, and it's not 2 weeks, it's under 2 weeks. In fact, that you receive letter of acceptance if you apply via Landmark Immigration. There's another thing. If you want to call it as a bonus, if you apply via Landmark Immigration, you are waived from an application fee. Application fee is 100 Canadian dollars every time that you're applying with the service of Landmark Immigration. You are waived or exempted from that $100 of application fee, which is quite a bit of a saving too. Thank you. Surbi, over back to you.
Yes, true. Students, if you're applying through us, you don't have to pay the $100 amount, and that is free of cost for you. You will get the offer letters as soon as you can get, and it is the high time that you can apply. As we were discussing also, that the seats are very less, and if you want to apply, you don't have time. For September intake, for January, we have to rush with the application, and if your documents are all complete, you can send those documents to me at 9041390412. And any student who's waiting for the offer letter can also send me their file numbers, and we'll try our best to get the offer letters as soon as we can. And Maninder Singh, 6 overall, 5.5. If you're looking for a PG course, you have to repeat the IELTS. You are not eligible. We do require 6.5. And then there are some other questions. So Manraj is saying, do Niagara College accept 6 overall and one module 5.5? For undergrad, can we accept such band score?
I think that I have mentioned that if it's for undergraduate programs for 10 plus to graduates, the general requirement is when it comes to IELTS is 6.0 overall, with allowance of 5.5 in one band, any band. So yes, to answer that question, short answer is yes, we can.
Thank you. So Rajendra Kumar is saying if academics are 82% overall and nothing less than 75% in any major subject, but the IELTS is very low, that is 5 each. So Rajendra, I would suggest that you should go for your IELTS once again, and you can take online coachings from Landmark Immigration, and then you can go for the Niagara College.
It's important, Surbi, to just a small addition here. I mean, sometimes our students confuse between two completely different types of requirements. There is academic requirements on one hand, and there is English proficiency requirements on the other hand. What is important, guys, the majority of our students, and it is not only encouraged by us, but generally by IRCC, to apply via SDS, Student Direct Stream route, which, Indian students have been enjoying for quite some time. And if you go via that, you have a higher, possibility for your visa to be granted, as well as granted in relatively short period of time. So if you want to go by that, you have to ensure that you have 6.0 at least per each band. This is something that you have to keep in mind. But generally, it's important that you guys distinguish. There's academic requirements and there's proficiency of English requirements. Okay, proficiency of English requirements is very, very important. Even if you're very excellent in your academic, performance, and you are underscoring your English proficiency certificate. Okay, it sort of puts down your general chances. So you'll have to retake English proficiency for one very simple reason, because your programs in Canada are on a very high level of communication. And for you to be able to comprehend the studying material, the studying process, and to become a very good professional, you have to be having level of English proficiency on the level, if you will, that would suffice you to fully operate and speak and comprehend and be responsive. So this is very important aspect of our studying too. Thank you.
Yes, it is. It is very important to have a good band scores, the IELTS score or PT score as well, to communicate over there in Canada, to study your subjects, because it will all going to be in English. So it is very much needed to have good English proficiency as well. And then there is a question, as you remember, we were also talking that sir talk about the news that Ontario has stopped taking students. So this was all not true, Anurag. And sir, if you also want to brief our student for the same.
I mean, I haven't heard. It was brought
Yes.
to my attention just half an hour ago, or just more than that. That apparently there is some kind of rumors. You have to understand that if you think about general, there is no such a thing that Ontario, Canada, is not accepting internationals. It's inconceivable even to think about this, right? So I would
Yeah.
like you to invite our viewers to put their mind to rest. What's happening right now is because of the very let's face it, it's a situation which we can easily call terrible back in India, and we feel sorrow and sending our condolences to those who lost their lives. Lots of countries are shutting the international borders, and Canada is not an exception. Instead, what we do, we're offering them to study online and still being eligible, as we spoke earlier and mentioned it for PGWP. There is no such a thing as we are not accepting in Ontario international students. At least I haven't heard of it.
Yes, so it was just Anurag. It is not at all true. So be free to apply for Toronto, Ontario, Niagara College, Toronto. There is no as such thing that students will not be able to go to Canada, or they cannot study Canadian education, or they'll not be eligible for PGWP. Canada, Ontario government, Canada government, Niagara College Toronto have been very, very supportive to international students, and you are all free to apply. And as you know, the application fee is also waived off if you're applying through Landmark Immigration. So then we have a lot of questions, but they are generic ones about the requirements. So I would suggest you can all go to the website. It is all mentioned. And then there is a question. Tell me about Niagara. I want to deferrals. As I have already told, it is better to take the online classes rather than taking the deferrals. Current thing, if you
Can
want
I
to
can
apply
I
for
can I shed some light, if I may, Survey, on deferrals? Generally, it is not impossible. You can always defer, right? But you have to
yes,
understand that if your letter of acceptance is issued, you
yes,
have an expiry date on every letter of acceptance. So for you to secure your seat, you have to make a deposit payment, and then if you see that you still want to defer, you can do that. But it wouldn't make sense for you to defer if you can start studying online, because your program is no less than 1 year. If you a few months down the line will only strengthen your position. If you start, say, May intake, for example, if you have inquired for May intake, you have letter of acceptance, still thinking, shall I not make a payment? And if you process with payment, apply for a visa, you can start online for May. And when things go back to normal, because we have a high volume of vaccination going
that is
in,
going
in
on,
in
right?
Canada and in Toronto, and down in a few months, few weeks time, when we have a very good situation with vaccination, perhaps this situation changes, and then you can come and join your in-class session. It's just something that makes sense. But one thing for sure, guys, don't stop this, COVID situation to play on your mind and stop you from finalizing and pursuing your dream. Do not let that happen, because life still goes on, and with Niagara College Toronto, you have a very bright future moving ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, that is so helpful for our students. And yes, it this time is for like this situation is for like few months, and then everything will going to be normal. So you cannot stop yourself. Just be same. Go for the applications, go for the tuition fee deposits, take your visa processing to the next levels, because we are also receiving the passport submission request on the daily basis. So the visa processing are going as it is. What you have to do is you can go for the online classes for some time, and when the situation will be normal, as you have already experienced, we have already experienced the same thing, you are all allowed to travel to Canada. So thank you so much, sir. It was actually very, very informative today. It was like very much informative regarding the programs, regarding the deferral policies and everything. So if you want to brief anything, if you have any message to our students, and then I know it's too late for you as well.
That's
I'll
fine.
not take much of your time.
Thank you, Surbi. So my message has been the same for the last year and a half, ever since this whole thing started. I have visited last time. I was up to recently very frequent traveler to India, and in a year at least 3-4 times I would
Yes.
travel, and I would help international students to answer those questions and see them live when they can, sit down and then approach me with their parents and ask the questions, so I can explain them everything in details. Regrettably, situation has changed. We would like to think it's only temporary, but my message has been the same for the last year and a half since this has started. And yes, world is changing. We know that, and the situation is not excellent, particularly for the last few weeks in India. We also know that. But the last thing we all want is someone has been studying and following. We know how excellent Indian parents are when they were investing in their kids, raising them with one hope that one day my daughter or my son will turn to be an absolute pride of our family, pride of the parents and relatives, and not only for the fact that they you can enjoy your company on a daily basis, but also to strive something for a much bigger something that perhaps you and your parents were always dreaming about. Only because we have this situation, I would urge you, for your dreams not to be blocked. Keep pursuing them. You have all the chances to go as far as you can, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And with Niagara College, we will always go extra mile. You have my contact details with Subi, with the Landmark Immigration. We will always stand tall to help you and go extra mile for every and each student. Do apply, do process, do start online whether you feel comfortable, and when things are going back to normal, do come and let us ensure that you never regret, you never look back once you made that decision, because coming to Canada, it's certainly a life-changing opportunity. Please, wherever you are, stay safe, stay well, and I'm looking forward to see you sometime later on. Thank you very much for having us today, Surbi. Thank you.
So thank you so much for being there and to make such a positive comments for our students. And thank you so much for your wishes as well. Yes, it is a very, very good opportunity to go to Canada, to study in Canada. And I would say that just stay safe, students. And I am still here. If you have any question, I'll just be answering you. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. It was actually
Thank
very,
you
very
very much.
interesting. Thank you so much. Thank
Stay
you.
well. Thank you.
Stay well, stay well. Thank you. So students, thank you so much for being there. आज हमारे लिए बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन रहा. मेरे लिए बहुत informative था because Mr. Bagir has joined us. It is actually midnight there in Canada, but he has specially joined us just to brief you that yes, situation is all fine in Ontario. There is nothing कि आप Ontario apply नहीं कर सकते. It is from the word, from someone who's already there. So the situation is temporary, जैसे कि हम हमेशा बोलते हैं. And अगर आप apply करना चाहते हैं, आप continue रखिए अपनी applications, continue रखिए अपना जैसे भी प्रोसेस चल रहा है. मैं आप कुछ क्वेश्चन है स्टूडेंट्स के जो कि जरूर पिक आउट करना चाहूंगी. सो अमनदीप, व्हाट आई वुड से इज क्वारंटीन प्लान्स अभी आपको देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट इवन इफ यू वांट टू टेक, मैं आपको नायग्रा का थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ दे देती हूँ. इट्स दी हाफ हाफ. सो अमनदीप, यू हैव टू ईमेल to the college and they will let you know about the quarantines and everything, but for time being what you have to do is अगर defer करवा लिया है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो आपको online classes लगानी चाहिए. Refund policy is in favor of the students. अमन बोल रहे हैं, हम कह रहे हैं apply for diploma in hospitality management after completion of advanced diploma. So Aman, I have to check with your credentials and I would say maybe आपको एक undergrad course मिलेगा, ना कि पोस्ट ग्रेड मिलेगा, बिकॉज आपने कोई डिग्री नहीं की है. But I can still get your assessment done from the college. So you can send me your documents at 90413 90412. And सभी स्टूडेंट्स को मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आज का सेशन जो था, मैं दोबारा से बता देती हूँ, नायग्रा कॉलेज टोरंटो कैंपस में आपको जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलने वाली है वो बहुत ही बड़े लेवल पर है. जॉब प्लेसमेंट्स की बात करूं, मैं बात करूं आपकी जो अगर मैं जॉब प्लेसमेंट्स के साथ साथ अगर बात करूं तो हमारे पास जो एप्लीकेशन फी है वो वेव्ड ऑफ है. ट्यूशन फी इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी अफोर्डेबल. सो अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट अप्लाई करना चाहता है तो अभी आज ही वो मैसेज कर दे मुझे अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स के साथ, अगर वो बच्चा एलिजिबल है. 6 ओवरऑल, 1 मॉड्यूल, 5.5 फॉर अंडरग्रेड, 6.5 1 module, 5.5 for post grad student. So yes, it is to the you can also see the requirements are also very flexible, and it is the high time, it is the main time that you have to be applying. एंड अभी मैं जनरली भी थोड़ी सी बात करना चाहूंगी, जैसे कि आप मुझे देख सकते हैं, आई एम वर्किंग फ्रॉम माई होम. जस्ट ऐसे ही हमारी पूरी टीम आपके साथ घर से काम कर रही है. मैं आपके साथ लाइव आई हूँ, मैं नायग्रा कॉलेज के साथ आपके साथ लाइव आई हूँ जस्ट बिकॉज हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं थ्रू द इंटरनेट ना. सर फ्रॉम कैनेडा इंडिया नहीं आकर आपको काउंसल कर सकते, एज ही हैज टोल्ड दैट ही वाज अ फ्रीक्वेंट विजिटर, बट नाउ ही इज कमिंग लाइव टू यू बिकॉज वो आपको समझा सके कुछ पॉइंट्स. वैसे ही मेरा है, वैसे ही हमारी टीम का है. सो इफ यू वांट टू कम लाइव, इफ यू वांट टू कम टू द लाइव काउंसलिंग सेशंस, there is a very simple way and you have to just click on the link of our जूम लिंक चाहते हैं आप, प्लीज इसी नंबर पर मैसेज कीजिए जो कि है 9041390412। सो एक जूम लिंक को क्लिक करना, यू विल बी इन टू आवर लाइव टू आवर जूम सेशन। हमारे काउंसलर्स आपके लिए रेडी हैं, दे विल बी काउंसलिंग यू ओवर द जूम एंड आप ऐसे आपकी जो प्रोसेसेस हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं रुकेंगी नहीं। तो ये एक सबसे जरूरी चीज है जो मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ। PPR बहुत बड़े लेवल पर आ रही है, that is what we are discussing with our teams yesterday also, that yes, PPR are coming on the very good scale and the positive results are coming for the students। किसी भी स्टूडेंट को किसी भी कॉलेज में अप्लाई करना है तो yes, I am always there for our students as well। मैं थ्रू आउट द डे I am also there on Zoom। आपको मुझसे काउंसलिंग लेनी है, मुझसे भी ले सकते हैं, सेम नंबर है। मुझसे बात करना चाहते हैं, yes, I am always there। I will talk to you, we will be there always throughout in the day। So timings are 9:30 to 6:30 though, but at 9:30 to 6 you can take online classes, online counseling from us। Even मैं आइल्स वाले बच्चों की भी बात कर लेती हूँ। अभी क्या हो रहा है कि स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट दैट मच अवेयर अबाउट कि आइल्स कैसे करें। देखो कोचिंग सेंटर्स आई डोंट नो कब तक ऑफलाइन क्लासेस आपको प्रोवाइड करना स्टार्ट करेंगे। इवन अस, हमें भी नहीं पता हम कब आपको ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट ऑफलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट कर पाएंगे। बट ऐसे ही जैसे मैं आपको करवा रही हूँ, इवन स्टूडेंट्स आर टेकिंग ऑनलाइन क्लासेस फ्रॉम आवर फैकल्टीज आल्सो एंड दे आर वेरी हैप्पी। So online classes is very easy. You can take online classes just sitting at your home, just sitting on your chair, on your comfort. You can take online coaching for IELTS as well। So IELTS is something that is अभी आपका मेरे हिसाब से ये जो टाइम पीरियड है ये बहुत अच्छा है उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो अभी अपनी 12th या ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं और वो नेक्स्ट ईयर अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं। उनकी सिचुएशन भी तब तक बहुत ज्यादा ईज हो चुकी होगी। अब आइल्स उनको कैसे करनी है, अब वो अपना टाइम वेस्ट ना करें, अपनी आइल्स स्टार्ट कर दें जल्दी से जल्दी। आइल्स स्टार्ट करने के लिए आपको जस्ट लैंडमार्क इमिग्रेशन को रीच आउट करना है। हम आपको ऑनलाइन आइल्स की कोचिंग प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। सो इट इज वेरी इजी टू टेक ऑनलाइन कोचिंग फ्रॉम लैंडमार्क इमिग्रेशन। एंड मैं अभी कुछ जो आपके क्वेश्चन है वो भी जरूर पिक आउट कर लूंगी। मैम जिनकी PPR आई हुई है उनको एक्सटेंशन मिल जाएगी। पेमेंट यस नवजीत, देयर इज नो एक्सपायरी, that is all fine। सर जी UCW सुरभि जी UCW ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ MBA ਦਾ नॉन एसडीएस फाइलिंग की क्या सक्सेस रेशियो? बढ़िया है बिकॉज इट इज MBA, इट इज अ डिग्री। सो यस नवजीत सिंह, पहले तो PPR आई है, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन एंड यस आपको एक्सटेंशन क्या है, देयर इज नो एक्सपायरी बिकॉज ऑफ द सिचुएशन गोइंग ऑन। सो डोंट वरी। So Karan, you are basically asking about the Niagara College Welland campus or on the Lake campus। So Karan, you can email to the Niagara College if there would be any seats available. You can take defer, but I would suggest you to take online classes। I guess you have got PPR as well, so don't go for deferral. Go for online classes. Otherwise, it will just going to waste your time। PPR आने के बाद there is no chance you'll get refusal or anything। So I would say कि please आप अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लगाएंगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। That would be a better option। Then मैम मेरे 22 ਨੂੰ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ। Please tell me कब तक results are coming up। Arsh, so yes, you will get your results soon। Offer letter नहीं आया। पूजा आर्यन, if you have applied through us, please send us your student ID or your file number and we will get back to you। मैम फॉल 2021 इनटेक ਲਈ ਵੀ AIP 2 stage visa नहीं, ऐदा कुछ भी नहीं है गुरसिमरन सिंह, ऐदा ਦਾ कुछ भी नहीं है। So don't worry। So Hina Beloshi, I would say Niagara College Hina, Niagara College Toronto campus में 4 programs हैं। As per your profile, I will see कि क्या आपके लिए better है। Ma'am, I am +2 82%, commerce 5.5 in one module। Maninder Singh, yes, so it is all fine। Results are coming up in a positive way Maninder, and हमारे students के आए हैं। That is, we have all the testimonials on our websites, आप check कर सकते हैं जाकर। And Maninder Singh, if you want to apply, if you want to talk to me, please message me at 9041390412। So Amandeep, that's good if you have got the referral offer letter। मैं ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਪਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਪੀਰੀਅਡ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਫਰ ਪੂਜਾ ਆਰਨ ਇਟ ਟੇਕਸ 2 weeks and if you have not even applied through us that is also fine आप प्लीज अपने एजेंट को कहकर एक ईमेल करवा सकते हैं नायग्रा कॉलेज को then there are a lot of questions coming up and मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आज का जो सेशन था वो हमारे लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट रहा क्योंकि जो नायग्रा कॉलेज है नायग्रा कॉलेज टोरंटो कैंपस हमारे पास जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज लेकर आ रहा है वो बहुत बड़ी है 4 प्रोग्राम्स हैं बहुत फ्लेक्सिबल रिक्वायरमेंट्स है आइल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट्स की बात करूं मैं एकेडमिक की रिक्वायरमेंट की बात करूं मैं बात करूं एप्लीकेशन फी वेवर की ट्यूशन फीस में आपको कुछ डिस्काउंट्स की so everything is there in Niagara College Toronto and then if you want to apply it's the high time and landmark immigration के through आपको speedy process as Mr. Bagir has also told us कि अगर आप हमारे through कर रहे हैं तो 2 weeks is the time you'll get the offer letter so if you want to apply and get the offer letter as soon as you can so it's the best time. So Prateek Patel, obviously you can get admission in Canada. You have to tell me your profile. And Amandeep, that is not needed. If you want to, you can check with the application team. According, excuse me. So Gursimran Singh, I don't know what are you talking about. Yes, complete study permit application includes biometric as well. So, but the provisions have always started coming with the IRCC and the Canada government. So they are helping students at a very big level and they are providing visas to students. Still, students are getting their visas every day. Few of the students in the live also are the proofs that they have got their PPRs just in the recent days, in the 2 to 3 days back or tomorrow. Yes, I mean, yesterday they have got the visas. So, yes. What is the refund policy? Rahul K is in favor of the students. So don't worry. You have to check with the college. You can email the college also. They'll transfer it. They'll just forward the refund policy to you. So I would just say कि students आप अगर ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लगा रहे हैं एक आप कॉन्फर्मेशन ले सकते हैं अपने कॉलेज से रिगार्डिंग द रिफंड पॉलिसी आफ्टर पीपीआर आइल्स एक्सपायर हो जाए आई डोंट थिंक you don't have to repeat. Could you please tell me? I have already Karan told you so many times. I got visa for Niagara on the Lake. Program is hybrid. You can take DEF for them. You can take the effort. Please email us if you have applied through us. Please give us your file number. If you have not applied through us, please email to your agent or to your college for the deferral. So Navjeet Singh, I don't think you need to. If you have got PPR, that is all fine. You don't need to. Yes, thank you so much Navjeet for asking me questions. So मैं फिर से जाने से पहले मेरे जाने का वक्त जरूर हो गया बिकॉज अब मेरे लिए भी स्टूडेंट्स ऑनलाइन जूम के थ्रू काउंसलिंग के लिए वेट कर रहे होंगे तो ऐसे ही अगर आप भी मुझसे या हमारी टीम से ऑनलाइन काउंसलिंग लेना चाहते हैं जूम के जरिए तो आप जल्दी से इसी नंबर पर व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए फॉर द जूम लिंक एंड वील बी देयर आई विल बी देयर ऑन द जूम ऑल्सो सो इफ यू वांट टू टेक काउंसलिंग फ्रॉम अस it's the high time and सुबह से लेकर शाम तक हम आपके साथ ही हैं you can be in touch with the calls also आपकी फाइलिंग आपकी एप्लीकेशन as it is चल रही है मैम सितंबर इनटेक नाइग्रा कॉलेज एप्लीकेशन फीस है so no प्रदीप काम्बोज no there is no application fees 2 weeks Rahul I would say 2 weeks 2 weeks is the well and I would say Niagara it takes 2 to 3 weeks only. So if you are applying through any of the campus, it is taking the same only. So आज मैं आपकी कॉल्स नहीं पिक कर पाई बिकॉज एक टेक्निकल इशू भी था और मैं थ्रू आउट सेशन में थी सो मैं कॉल्स तो नहीं पिक कर पाई बट हाँ मैं आपके साथ थ्रू आउट कॉल्स के जरिए भी जुड़ी हुई हूँ आपकी जिनसे भी बात हुई हो आप अगर मुझसे बात करना चाहें तो आप मुझसे कर सकते हैं एंड मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि अब जाने का समय हो गया बट आपके साथ आज ऐसे ही जुड़ी हुई हूँ जूम के जरिए थ्रू आउट द डे सो नंबर पर मैसेज करना है जल्दी से. We have to submit complete study application to get results by complete. So Gursimran saying it is not necessary. You just submit your application. If it is all complete, you will get the result as per the new policies and everything that will come from Canada. And ये पहले आया था update, but अभी जैसी situation चल रही है, so it is all fine. How much time it would take to get offer letter from? I guess Rahul, I have already told. So I have already told students regarding कि कितना time लगेगा, कितना time offer जाने में लगेगा. और अभी चाहे जाने का समय हो गया, जैसे मैंने कहा इसी नंबर पर कॉल करते रहिए, व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं, अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेज दीजिए. So I will assess it myself and will provide you the best options I do have. थैंक यू सो मच स्टूडेंट्स, बने रहने के लिए. फिर से जुड़ेंगे आपके साथ दोपहर को कुछ नई अपडेट्स लेकर. थैंक यू सो मच. बाय.